Hi, my name's Lisa and I live in this tiny 1969 vintage caravan, traveling all around the place and doing a little bit of saxophone busking on the side for a bit of extra income. Hello. Oh my goodness. I've had an interesting week. It started off great because it was sunny and I was thinking, I can go out busking and life is going to be great. And then Miss Pixie got sick again. The last couple of nights she's been up coughing non-stop. I have had very little sleep. The coughing fit's kind of like pretty much constant the other night. I didn't get any sleep at all. And then last night was kind of intermittent. So I'd sort of just start drifting off to sleep and then get really startled awake because there's, it's so loud. And yeah, I can't like put her in a different room. Like we share the same space. So yeah, it was pretty frustrating. I'll share some of that with you now. Last time I posted video of this, a few people got really angry and like, why are you videoing this and why don't you take her to the vet, which quite clearly I had done. There is nothing more the vet can do. She's been really good this last few weeks. Hasn't needed any medication or anything. She's been really healthy and really happy, and this just is out of the blue again. And you can see she's struggling to breathe, like she's heaving. Someone suggested recently try colloidal silver. I have ordered some colloidal silver because everything you suggest, everything I've done everything. What she has is lung damage. She has basically the equivalent of emphysema, which is what I have. We both have from having been subjected to a moldy environment of breathing moldy air a year ago. It's caused permanent damage in my lungs and in her lungs. I mean, there's nothing I can do to alleviate it. I've given her some codeine cough suppressant that the vet had given her, which was, also supposed to help, like, if there's any pain or anything like that. I've given her a little bit of honey on a spoon. I've given her the bark flower rescue remedy. All I can do is help give her relief at this point. I am really, really, really tired. It was a hard start to the week for me because in amongst all your beautiful, supportive, I can relate, I feel the same, like the empathy and connection that I get with so many of you who have given me a platform that honestly I've never had this in my life, where I can just be my authentic, genuine self, share it with you, and people tell me that they appreciate that because they feel the same way, and we have sort of formed a community and a connection. But one thing I've told you before I really struggle with and is the really negative, nasty comments. And there was one in particular and it just broke me. It really broke me. I have since deleted it and blocked as much as you can block. You can't really block people off YouTube. You can hide user from channel as the only option you've got, which means they can still go in and watch it, but they just can't comment. And that's really, what I've had to do, even though this person said that they were a long time viewer of my channel. They basically, in a nutshell, after telling me how crap their life had been and that everybody's got problems and that, they've watched me for some time and sometimes I'm up and sometimes all I do is whinge and complain, and I'm thinking, yeah, but that's life. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it sucks and sometimes it's hard. But basically the crux of the message was, don't go talking about your personal issues on YouTube and broadcasting it to the whole wide world. That did trigger all those things that I'd talked about in the video, which was, that I've been picked on and teased and bullied and made to feel weird and not accepted. I've not felt accepted in my life, and for somebody to then attack me, basically pushing that exact button. And my automatic reaction, because I get triggered and I just shut down. I'm not an argue back kind of person. Obviously I didn't respond. I just withdraw into my shell completely, and it made me think, I can't do this anymore. I can't do YouTube anymore because my skin isn't thick enough to cope with that kind of nastiness. And you know, I had a good chat about it with my daughter actually, and she's just like, Mum, well, you know, in amongst the ratio percentage of great comments and supportive, and everyone seems to really appreciate what you do, to however many horrible comments you have to deal with, like, just work it out. Like, is it 50 to 1? Is it 100 to 1? And when that negative comment comes in, just go, well, there's the ratio, you know, and yeah, I guess I can't. The reason why I love YouTube and expressing myself in YouTube is because it's not an awkward situation where I'm in a room with somebody and they're getting uncomfortable and I'm getting uncomfortable and we're all uncomfortable. Like, nobody's forcing you to watch what I say. Nobody's forcing you to watch my videos. And if you really don't like me and the way I express myself, then don't watch. And that's kind of what I felt was a safe space. This has become my safe space to communicate, because I always feel more comfortable without the weird energy dynamic of me feeling like a weirdo, which I do all the time. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly comfortable with being a little bit weird, a little bit quirky, whatever, a little bit childish. I'm fine with that. I like me. I like my company. I like hanging out with me. My dog loves me. Everything's fine. It's just, it really rubs some people the wrong way. And I had a really good chat with Keely, Philly and Keely. They've got some exciting news, and I was just, yeah, I was so thrilled. I've spoken to Keely on the phone a couple of times, and they're gonna have a baby, which is so beautiful, and I'm so excited for them. But we talked a lot because she gets the same thing. She's a bit like me. She has the same kind of exuberance and excitement when she sees like an animal in the wild or something like that. Like, we have this, we're very expressive people, you know, and that's why I love her, and that's why we get on so great. And she said, oh yeah, I put a comment when they announced it on, she told me beforehand, and she's like, don't tell anyone, but we will be announcing it on our YouTube. And when they announced it on the YouTube, even though I already knew, I cried so hard. Like, it was so beautiful and so emotional, and I get emotional thinking about it now. And then someone wrote in a comment underneath my comment on their channel, on Philly and Keely's channel, because I said I can barely type my response for the tears pouring down my face. I'm so happy that two of the most beautiful human beings I know are going to create another beautiful human for this world. Like, it was pretty much like, no, I don't know exact words, but it was pretty much that. And then somebody underneath wrote, oh, for God's sakes, grow up. Again, that's a trigger for me, being told to grow up. I've been told that all my life, and I know I'm 57 years old, and I know I don't act like a 57-year-old, but that hurt. So I went into a bit of a downer, and I really, yeah, it didn't feel good. And I was all gearing up because I started thinking like, oh, I'm going to go off, like, instead of doing a big road trip, like, I'll just go up to the lake. I've got I really feel this need to go into the wild and connect with the land and be in the middle of nowhere sometimes. And I have a beautiful campsite up at the lake that I just love going to when I feel like I just want to escape. And it's really cheap camping, and you can stay as long as you want, but it is in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's no shops, there's no houses, there's no nothing. It's wild camping. But you know, I can go fishing and I can go kayaking, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go and go hang out at the lake, you know, just spend a couple of weeks up there or something. And I was kind of getting excited about that, and then Pixie's been sick again, and that's kind of throwing everything for a loop. But anyway, not wanting to make this a downer video. So much positivity from my beautiful community who get me, And for the rest of you, you know, I think I read this in a meme years ago. If I'm too much, then maybe you're just not enough, you know? I gotta start believing that myself. That's the problem. And that's like that other little meme I love, which has got a photo of a unicorn lying on a psychiatrist's lounge, and the psychiatrist is saying to the unicorn, you just need to believe in yourself. That tickled me something shocking, because I'm like, I love unicorns, as you know. Despite being absolutely exhausted from not having slept very much at all, I decided to take the advice of beautiful subscriber Julie, who was like, take yourself off on a little op shopping excursion. And I actually left Pixie at home, which I never normally do, but she was obviously very tired, and I just was like, I just put your makeup on, dress up nice, go in and do something fun for yourself. Thanks, Julie. That was a really sweet suggestion. And Tia and Julie also sent me donations of both saying basically do something nice for yourself. So I had gone through my wardrobe and had like a huge garbage bag full of things that I could donate. A lot like fancy high heel shoes that I'd wore when I was doing the pin-up thing, and they're just taking up space. And I always have this rule, if something comes in, something has to go out. So I donated a big bag to the op shop that I went to, and I had quite a bit of fun at the op shop. I did do a little bit of video while I was in there, so I'll show you that. The big bag of stuff I donated. Look at this. It's, oh my god, it's a big pink fluffy handbag. How much is it? What does it say? Vinnie's Unique Finds. Peter Alexander bag. $45. That's a lot. But it is very cute. It is very cute. That's useful. I have a couple of pairs of these. So nice, fuzzy wuzzy Sherpa socks. I've still got some of those. No, Lisa, you do not need any more plushies, even though they're very cute. And oh, but look. Oh, it's a unicorn puppet. Oh my god. Little Pegasus. Oh my god, that is so cute. And a little unicorny bag. Oh, it's got a zipper in it. It's got no room for anything but keys, but look how cute it is. This place is full of unicorns. It's just a little bit difficult for me. Oh, you are so cute and you are so soft. Honestly, totally don't need more unicorns in my life, but oh my god, you're so adorable. I think this unicorn wants me. Actual real fur. Wow. A dress with flamingos all over it. What? Oh, that is adorable. Size 5XL. I have been putting on a little bit of weight, I got to admit, because I haven't been being as physically active as I normally am, but I'm not up to a 5XL yet. But how cute is that? What I really need is a winter coat. That one's kind of cute. I know everyone's always like, what's your op shop haul? And I didn't do a haul because I'm actually trying to reduce things in my van because I've been stockpiling a little bit with extra food and stuff. I've tried to get rid of some things as more than I'm bringing in if possible, and make some space in my very tiny van, because I just don't have room to stockpile much at all. But luckily, sardines and oysters and ghee, which are my staple kind of survival pantry, they don't take up a lot of room, so that's been good. I did stop in at Aldi. I went to buy more of the sardines and oysters and ghee. They were completely out of ghee. Brizzling sardines are nice because they're like little baby ones. They're my favorite. They were completely out of those, so I had to get these ones, which are bigger sardines, but they are only 99 cents. So I grabbed another dozen of those, and the smoked oysters. These are both in spring water. No seed oils in my life, so I got them. And the other thing I got, because of Miss Pixie keeping me up and disrupting my sleep and being very loud, I have actually got a headache. I've had a headache since 2 nights ago. It just hasn't gone away, and I don't usually like taking anything, painkillers, because I never get headaches. But I did stock up. This is like the Aldi version of Panadol. And I got 3 packets of those because they were 69 cents for 16 of them. And I thought that's a good sort of thing to have in your little prep pantry anyway. When I was at Aldi in their special buys section, you know how they have all that crap down the middle? I usually bypass it completely, but I was wandering around looking for something. And I discovered, how cute is this? This little towel. It's like green with pink flowers on that side and pink. It's perfect. I thought that would be a really nice towel because the 2 towels that we use at the moment, Pixie has one on her couch and I use one when I'm showering. The hot pink ones that we got from Best and Less like years and years and years ago. I was thinking, I just need one more towel so that I can have a towel when I wash Pixie rather than her lying on the towel and getting it dirty on the couch. So I needed an extra towel and that was $10. So I was happy with that. Now for the op shop haul. This is actually kind of exciting. I'm excited about this. There are a few things that came back to from the op shop with me, and of course I couldn't resist it. I know I don't need more plushies in my life, but oh my god, I'm in love with this little one. And also because I was wearing these shoes today. These are my size. I take size 4 kids, which I think is about a 7 grown-ups, but kids have the best shoes. So I got them at I think it was like Kmart or Big W years ago. Anyway, I was wearing those today and I do love rainbows. So this little guy, I honestly think, because today was hard for me because I didn't bring Pixie with me. She normally comes to the shops with me, and I get quite anxious at the shops. I don't know why, I don't know, shops. Especially supermarkets and shopping centres and big department store type places. It was very, very busy. Gosh, it would have been a good day to go busking today. There were actually a lot of people around, but because of my headache and my lack of sleep and my sick dog, I really just wanted to just go and get what I had to do and come home as quickly as possible. So I actually left Pixie at home, but I ended up just having this little sweetheart to snuggle with me. I actually think this might be a just come everywhere with me kind of thing rather than I mean, you can see I've got one on my bed there. That's my sleeping. This is my sleep with one. This one's perfect for sleeping. It's got rainbows too. It's like the perfect size to just snuggle in with. So I sleep with that one, which is why it's a bit ratty-tatty. Probably needs to go in it's got rainbow tails, or probably needs to go in the washing machine at some stage, but that's my sleeping buddy. So this one might be my travel buddy. I just love it. Anyway, $3, couldn't resist it. Even though I tried very hard to talk myself out of it, I couldn't. The other thing I got was just because, you know, I wear a lot of, coming up to winter, it's oh, there you go. Just a long sleeve t-shirt, cottony thing. I did have a bit of a giggle because, again, like with this one, I bought this one, this light sort of floppy jumper from the op shop at Dartmoor, and I remember having a giggle because I liked the texture and the softness of it, but it had tags cut out, and I was like, oh, one of my kind, you know. This one's the same. Tags are cut out, and the tag was even cut sometimes because I tried to see, is it cotton? It feels like cotton, and when I looked on the side tag's been cut out as well. So one of my tribe previously owned that, so that will be nice just for wearing under jumpers and things. But what I really needed, it hasn't gotten cold, it's actually been really pleasant, but it is going to get cold eventually. Victoria in winter is cold, so I really needed a coat, and there were some pretty cute coats there, but I spotted this one and wow, it was like, I was so happy. Are you ready for this? Look at this coat. It is like, I just saw it straight away and got so excited because I'm like, it's a Paddington Bear coat. It's so deliciously lovely. Look. Isn't heavenly. And these big wooden buttons on it. Oh, I'm just so in love with it. And a hood. I'll give you here we go. Can you see? How cute is it? Did I get the buttons right? Oh. Isn't it adorable? Fully wool blanket lining. This does have the tags on it, and I did check to see it is made in England. The original Gloverall duffel coat, and it says it is made of 70% wool, 20% something, I can't read that very well. Anyway, it's mainly wool, and I actually did a quick look just before on the online to find out who is this Gloverall coat, and they sell for like $800 or $900 new, but this is a vintage one, and it was $45, which is a lot for an op shop coat, I got to admit. But they have a section there like unique buys or something, and that is the kind of coat that I will treasure for the rest of my life. Super warm. Haven't needed to wear anything quite that warm yet, but better to be prepared, right? To go with it. It's gorgeous, and it's really soft and fuzzy too. A scarf that was $2. That's me all sorted for winter, and I had so much fun. I needed a little bit of lift up of my spirits given what it's been like, and yeah, I'm feeling good now. Hopefully Pixie gives me I just want to have a sleep tonight. I'm so tired. She's zonked out at the moment. I'm ready. Please God, please give us a full night's sleep tonight. Good morning, princess. What's out there? Can you see rabbits? Is there bunnies out there? You would love to eat those bunnies, wouldn't you? I know, I'm thinking if you know, if we're in a food crisis situation, then you and me both might be eating rabbits. Hey? Turn you into a rabbit eater? I wonder if dogs can eat rabbits. I wonder if I can eat the rabbits. There's plenty of them down there, and they've been bouncing around out the back here, haven't they? You see them out the window and you're like, I want those rabbits. What might have set her off again this time was, when we went for a little walk, we go for a walk in the afternoons, and I had let her off the lead, and she had chased rabbits, and I think because obviously there's a weakness in her lungs and a little bit of extra physical activity might have just set her off, because she does love chasing rabbits. I don't know, sometimes I think I get comments and people don't actually watch the whole videos, but yes, she was tested for heart murmur, she was tested for tracheal collapse, she was tested for anything like heartworm or anything like that. She's been tested for everything with the scans, and the specialist has ruled out any of those kind of obvious things that it normally causes a cough in dogs. We did actually have a good sleep last night though. You slept most of the night, so that was good. So I'm feeling a lot better rested. But she did wake up coughing, so that's no fun. Anyway, yeah, Veterinary Secrets on YouTube is amazing at healthy natural remedies for all sorts of things, and he suggested a cough remedy made from green tea, honey, licorice root, and what was the other ingredient? Anyway, I had most of those things going on. I've been doing the green tea and the honey, and I have put the essential items that I didn't have into my Chemist Warehouse shopping cart, so that I can get them next time I'm at Chemist Warehouse, and we will try that
Like I said, she has been really responding really well to more natural approaches. Actually, I did have some licorice root and dandelion extract tea that my herbalist friend had given for me after I had the mold sickness, and my gut was really badly affected from that as well. So she'd given me that. So I did mix in a little bit of that for her. Yeah, I mix it in with green tea. Actually, it's really yummy. I've discovered all these delicious things. I made up this little tea mixture last night, and I keep a bottle of the tea pre-made in the fridge, and I just put a little bit in with her food. And I also put some in my soda water. When I pour a glass of soda stream, and I put a little bit of the tea mixture with dandelion, green tea, and licorice root. Actually really delicious. I'm like, I'm onto something here. I could market this, like my little concoctions of healthy soda waters. And the licorice root tea is really nice because it's got a sort of a sweet flavor to it, so it tastes like it's got sweetener in it, even though it doesn't. So that's pretty good. I'll continue to do everything I can for my beautiful pupster, and she's definitely not miserable, except when she's getting a really bad cough. She seems quite happy, and she slept last night, and I didn't give her any of the codeine because I don't like giving that to her on a regular basis. It's just if it gets really bad, you know. So yeah, I'm trying to keep her as natural as possible. And a lot of people did suggest that commercial food seems to be, you know, a possible trigger because you know, being with grains, and they're genetically modified grains, and they're probably sprayed with glyphosate and all sorts of horrible things. And you know, I watched a lot about feeding a balanced raw food diet for dogs, and lots of there's an Australian guy, actually, I can't remember his name, I'll put that up there, but he's talked a lot about the benefits of a more natural, what dogs naturally should eat, which is raw meaty bones, which she has been eating the chicken necks, and she's been loving those. So she was never able to digest meat at all because of her gut issues, but I feel like we're kind of breaking through that. So I would love to be able to get her onto a more natural to dogs type diet, and they suggested using like a lot of organ meats as well, but pretty much the same as, like, if for me, the diet that's healed me is a more, you know, primal type diet, and to try and get her onto something like that would be great. Yesterday when we were walking around, like, I could smell this strange chemical smell in the air, and I was trying to work out, what is that smell? What is that smell? The nearest thing I could think of was it smelled like cockroach spray. Like and it wasn't like, we're not in an industrial area here at all. It's rural. There are open paddocks and fields everywhere, and one of my neighbours might have sprayed some spray or something, but then I went all the way down the back paddock and I could still smell it. There was definitely something in the air yesterday, and that was weird. So who knows, maybe there is something weird like that going on, which is concerning. What would you like to do today? Would you like to go outside, maybe go for a walk, go for wee-wees, and maybe go see some rabbits? Yeah? Is that what you want? Yeah? Okay, we can do that. I'll get out of bed. Let's go. I figured it was about high time my bedtime snuggle buddy got a wash. And I just am slightly amused by it spinning around and around in the dryer. It's a pretty rainy day today, so grey and rainy. I figured good opportunity to do some laundry. I'm always checking for signs of mould and dampness and things all around the van to make sure that there's nothing, especially now that the humidity has gone up because of it's been raining basically, but I am running a dehumidifier, but I'm very paranoid about mold.
It's a kind of windy, yucky day today, so I don't think I'll be able to go out busking. I was thinking about going out today because it is Saturday, but I don't like the wind, so I ended up having a bit of a sleep in, which was nice, and Pixie and I have been sleeping through the night the last couple of nights, so that's been a relief. And I'm just doing a little bit of an experiment with my carb-free pancakes, and I've been kind of craving chocolate lately, and I must admit, even though I am pretty strict on my carnivore diet, every now and then I would indulge in a block of Lindt. They do a 95% dark chocolate, which has not got a lot of, there goes my radio. I got this little portable radio, you know, part of my disaster prepping. It's AM, FM, shortwave, rechargeable USB. Anyway, when I first got it and set the time on it, I must have inadvertently put an alarm clock on it, and at 12 o'clock every day the radio turns itself on, and I threw out all the instructions, and now I don't know how to undo that. Yeah, the 95% chocolate was like a sort of a very occasional treat for me, but chocolate has gotten so crazy expensive. It's now more than a treat, you know, for your taste buds. It's also a serious indulgence as far as cost goes. I can't afford it, basically. So I went to the bulks food supply stuff, and I got some organic cacao powder, and I've just mixed that in with my little pancake mixture. I've also added in a bit of bicarb soda as well as the cream of tartar, just to make it rise up, and that's been working really well with the pancakes. Now I'm going to try a sort of a salty chocolate, and instead of doing it in a pancake, I'm going to try doing it in little balls just to see how it comes out. I've put lots of ghee in the pan. It's going to be like a little donut type of thing, I'm hoping. Anyway, I just thought I'd better do it in small batches to see if it actually works, but so far so good. I'll leave them for a couple of minutes and then I'll flip them over. My theory is that the cacao powder will act as a sort of a flour and maybe make them puffier, hence the bicarb soda and the cream of tartar, which is what actual baking powder is made out of. But when I went to get baking powder as a whole thing, I noticed that the ingredients are not just cream of tartar and bicarb soda like they used to be in the old days, because you can't really mix those two ingredients together without them reacting, because it's the reaction between the acid and the alkaline that causes the puffiness. I've just flipped them and they're looking pretty good. They're definitely puffing up. I wonder what they'll taste like. This is fun. I love experimenting in my kitchen. I think they're going to be quite oily because they're basically deep frying, but that's what they do with donuts, right? And it's ghee, so it's good oils, healthy oils. Well, they don't look particularly appealing. They look kind of like little turds. But let's give them a taste test. And honestly, the one batch is making so many. I've only put 3 in this time because they kind of were crawling into each other, and I've got all of this mixture left over, so they'll be kind of nice if they are yummy to have just as little snacky treats in the fridge. And now for the taste test. Now, bearing in mind there's no sugar or anything added into them, so I'm figuring it'll be kind of like that dark chocolate with no sugar in it, or very little sugar in it, that I used to get from Lindt, and the sweetness from the melted ghee mixed into it, because I find that quite sweet. When you don't eat sugar, that's quite sweet. And I did put a lot of salt in them, so they'll be like salty chocolate balls. As they're cooling down a bit and getting crispier and crunchier, they're kind of like biscuits, like cookies, you know, like little crunchy cookies. Oh, how naughty. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with myself. I just recreated another treat for myself. Oh, what fun I have in my caravan. I just wanted to wrap this up by saying thank you for watching me and letting me be me, and tolerating the fact that I just want to show you the world through my eyes. I just want to be one of the rare genuine things that you find on YouTube in amongst all the people trying to sell you something or projecting a certain image of a lifestyle that might not necessarily show the reality of it. If you want to watch that kind of stuff, there's a lot of that on YouTube. But if you just want to see how I live my life as a solo person in a tiny caravan, going through life's challenges, excuse me, with my own foibles, as I like to call them. Foibles? That's my made up word for quirks and foibles. I have plenty of those. And I really appreciate you guys. And thank you for the lovely suggestion about going and treating myself to an op shop excursion, because that was really lovely. And I appreciated that very much. And I just appreciate every single one of you. And you're the reason I keep coming back, because yeah, your empathy and your kindness is what keeps me going when I sometimes struggle with doubts. So I love you guys. See ya.